And we're moving on to number 4, which you'd think this game would be higher, but there were some fun games. And this game, although it was very important, I don't know. It wasn't that amazing. It's going to be what everyone's going to talk about. Obviously, the Bengals beat the Chiefs, knocked the Chiefs out of the number 1 AFC seed. Bills take that seed, and 3-0 for Joe Burrow over the Chiefs. Let's look at the stats. What a game from Joe. And even more so, there was that big dropped pass for a touchdown. The Bengals really won this game. There was one turnover in the game, and it was beautifully a fumble by Travis Kelce. Sorry, my Bills are showing, and I'm very excited about the Chiefs losing and putting the Bills back number 1. And I'd like to thank the Bengals again, as they did in 2017, to beat a team to help the Bills' playoff positioning. They've beaten the Chiefs again to help the Bills' playoff positioning. But enough about them. Joe Burrow is good. And they protected him. There was no pressure on him, and when you don't have pressure on Burrow, Jamar Chase is back, and he made beautiful throws. He had some nice runs, too. Actually, there was one run, it looked like he was just getting, pinballed back and forth and continued running forward, almost like he was getting pushed forward by defenders attempting to tackle him. And then he kept, just kind of falling through. It was a true gauntlet that he just worked through. I think he got a first down on the play. It was a lot of fun. And then, of course, that 3rd and 7, or was it 4th and 7? 4th and 13? I'd have to pull it up. But there was a play towards the end that led to Joe Burrow, he threaded a needle. I mean, he saw the needle hole, and the pinhole, is it pinhole? And he threw it and nailed it. First down. And that ended the game. But that Kelce fumble, that rare Kelce fumble, it wasn't Mahomes that threw an interception late. Mahomes isn't very mistake-prone, but when they lose a game late, I think you always just would think maybe Mahomes forced it or something like that because, the defense was good, and he felt like he needed to make a play, and he's kind of a hero and everything. Obviously, everything else is still the same way. There's a big debate over the 4th and 7, and they go for the kick with Harrison Butker, and he misses it. And instead of going with Mahomes on that play, but it's 4th and 7. I don't know. That's tough. You probably... What would you think the odds would be? What would my odds percentage be? How do I feel? Do I feel more comfortable with that, or do I feel... Whether it's analytics or not, this is just purely based off emotion. If you're a Bengals fan and you're watching this game, and Patrick Mahomes is on 4th and 7, and he's about to either, or you don't know, they're going to kick the field goal, or who do you want on the field as a Bengals fan, not as a Chiefs fan? Because I think as a Chiefs fan, when you're the fan of that team, you're like, well, Butker's going to make it. Butker's a good kicker. He's going to make it. It's 55-yarder. He's going to make it. And it is 4th and 7. It's not 4th and 3. It's not that short. So you're like, okay, well, maybe let's go with Butker. You're kind of freaked out as a fan. And then when they make the field goal, you immediately say, oh, there's still 3 minutes left. Joe Burrow's going to easily kick a field goal and win this game. So when you're a Bengals fan, you think, all right, it's 55-yard field goal. He could miss it. Joe Burrow's good. We scored 27 points so far. I think they'll be able to drive down the field and score a touchdown. They got plenty of time. Maybe score a touchdown and win the game. Maybe kick a field goal, win the game, whatever. But if Patrick Mahomes comes out on the field and is like, oh no. If they get this first down, they can just burn the clock out and maybe score a touchdown, win it, and then you got to drive down the field and score a touchdown even if there's any time left. I'd say it's a bad call. If I'm a Bengals fan, I'm way more terrified of Patrick Mahomes on 4th and 7 than Harrison Butker making a 55-yard field goal to tie the game. I think you go with Patrick Mahomes on that play. I disagree with Andy Reid's choice. But who am I? Not a Hall of Fame Super Bowl winning coach. I am a guy with a Rochester Red Wings shirt on, watching football in my bedroom. So, I don't know. It seems like a bad idea. And then, as the game comes down to it, Burrow makes that beautiful throw, 3rd and 11, 14 yards to T. Higgins. And it was just right on spot. And now the Bengals are 8-4. Let's look at their schedule. Will they be able to take, not only well, they probably can't take the 1 seed. Well, I'll talk about the 1 seed in a second. But can they take the Ravens out? The Ravens have an easier schedule coming down the line. They play the Steelers twice, but they don't have Lamar Jackson, so they could lose some games. Let's say Browns. We'll see. How was Watson? Didn't look good in the first game. Buccaneers. Tom Brady's weird. Talk about him later. Patriots. Not good. And then Bills, Ravens. The Bengals have a harder schedule, a lot harder schedule than the Ravens. They don't have... It would be pretty unbelievable if they won every game, and it would be really good even if they went like 4-1 and ended up 12-5. That would be really impressive, and then they could probably take the division with that if they don't drop the game to the Ravens. If they beat the Ravens and maybe only lose one other game, either to... probably the Bills because they're the best team that they play, but maybe the Buccaneers would be even more valuable, a better game to lose. That would be good. If you get to choose the games you lose, obviously NFC games. And then the Chiefs have the Broncos, Texans, Seahawks are the best team that they play. Come on, Geno Smith. And the Broncos and then the Raiders. The Chiefs probably have the best chance of running the table of these top AFC teams. And I think they're going to do it. I think the Chiefs are going to be 14-3. I don't see how they lose to any of these teams unless someone, I don't know. They do have to play the Broncos twice, so come on. Next week, Broncos holding Patrick Mahomes to 3 points, and then they score like a touchdown and a safety or something like that, and they win. That's the dream. Either way, good win, Bengals. You're back. Had a really rough start to the season. Jamar Chase is great. Perrine. Dude, I want to say Perrine every time. I have a problem with Perrine being the way you say his name. But if that's the way you say his name, it's not my call, but I think it's wrong. I think it's Perrine. But we can call him Perrine because that's, I'm assuming, what he told everyone to call it. Either way, let's move on.